Hello everyone, welcome to chemistry class. Here we are with the next part of the chapter 2 video series. Today in this present video we'll be talking about the chemical changes and its examples. Let us begin with the definition here. A change in which new substances are formed and which cannot be reversed by reversing the conditions is called a chemical change. These are the two important points I have put and given the numbers. First thing is new substances are formed. Whenever chemical change is taking place, you will see something new will produce. And secondly, the change is not possible to be reversed. If you even reverse the condition, if you do the opposite of the conditions available, then also the change is not going to be reversed. Let us see the examples related to the chemical change. The first one here is the burning of coal or wood. So coal is actually made of carbon, and when you are burning this carbon will do what? It will combine with oxygen. The carbon of the coal combines with oxygen of the air. And what is forming now? As a result of this, a new substance, that is carbon dioxide gas, is produced. So this gas is liberated in the air then. Also, the change is irreversible. That is, if you cool down carbon dioxide, it will not give back the carbon and oxygen. So what has happened here? Carbon, that is from the coal, and oxygen, that is from the air. Both of these have combined and they have produced carbon dioxide. But if you think that you can take CO2 and produce carbon back, no, it is not possible. So that is what we say, the reaction is what? It is irreversible. It is not possible to reverse this change. Even if you are reversing the conditions also, it is not possible. The change is irreversible. And also the new substance you have seen that has produced here, so that is what fulfills the two conditions what we had seen in the definition. This is why we can say burning of coal is actually a chemical change. Not only coal, any other substance like paper or wood, if you are burning, then also it is a chemical change. Like paper or wood is made of carbon, it is containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And when you are burning it, what will happen? This paper or wood takes oxygen from the air and it produces two substances. One substance is carbon dioxide gas is produced, and second is water vapor is also produced. But if you cool down, then carbon dioxide vapor and this water vapor, they will not give you paper or wood back. You will not get back the original substance because paper and wood have been burned. So after burning we cannot get it back. That is why the burning of paper or burning of wood is actually a chemical change. Likewise only you can follow up in the next example that is given up here is rusting. So when you keep a piece of iron open in the open air, that is moist air actually. So when this iron piece is left in the moist air, what will happen? After some time, a reddish brown solid is deposited on that piece of iron. A red brown solid will deposit. What is this red brown solid actually? This is rust that deposits here. Rusting has taken place. Rust is having the color of reddish brown. So this iron is actually combining with the oxygen and moisture that is in the air. And what is produced here? Rust is produced. This is reddish brown solid. The chemical name of rust is iron oxide only. So that you have to take care. I hope the point is clear to everyone, and we will now continue after this change of rusting. So we have a particular activity or a kind of explanation related to rusting here. So we have to scrape out the rust from the rusted piece of iron. What we will find if we scrape out the rust means you have to collect that rusted material, that reddish brown solid you have to take out. So what you will observe that a portion of the iron that is below that rust, it has been eaten away. You will find that iron object from inside it is hollow. So that is just because rust eats away iron. It makes the iron object weak. So rust form cannot be changed back to iron. It is irreversible change. It is not possible to reverse it. So hence we can say rusting is a chemical change, because new substance, what is the new substance that is produced here? Is rust is produced here. That is the new substance coming here, and also it is irreversible in nature. Hence we can conclude that rusting of iron is a chemical change. Same way we have another examples. We'll follow up now with in the chemical changes, cooking of food. So the taste of the vegetable and pulses, they are changing after the cooking. That is something new is forming there. Some new substances form. So raw vegetables which cannot be eaten directly, they contain cellulose which is indigestible, that converts into changes into cooked vegetables. So that is a new substance that is produced. And also we already know that we cannot obtain the green vegetables back. One time if you have cooked any substance, any food item, we cannot make it raw again. It is irreversible process. Hence cooking of food also is a chemical change. Next, curdling of milk. Very commonly we are using this, many times we would have learned this. When milk is curdled, new substance what is there? Curd is produced, that is having a different taste, and obviously we cannot get back the milk from the curd. The change is irreversible. Hence the curdling of milk also is a chemical change. Next example here is the boiling of an egg. This see an egg is containing two thick liquids. The yellowish part is called as the yolk, that is the central part of the egg, and surrounding it is the colorless egg white that is surrounding it. So when the egg is being boiled, what will happen? These two liquids will get hardened separately. At the center you will find, after the egg has been boiled, you will find a yellow colored yolk is there, and around that you will see this white, and that is the egg white has become hard there. So two separate layers will be there, and you cannot reverse it after boiling the egg. After one time you have boiled the egg, you cannot reverse the process. So hence we can say boiling of egg is a chemical change. So this here you can see in the center it is the yolk, yellow part, and surrounding that you can see the white part, that is the egg white. That is boiling of the egg is a reversible change. Before boiling, both of these egg white and egg yolk are liquids, but after heating they will become hardened, they will become solid in nature. Digestion of food, another example is given here. So food is digested in our body, and it is what is actually happening. The bigger molecules of food are breaking down into the smaller molecules of food, and obviously the change is irreversible. It is not possible to reverse the process. Hence we can conclude the digestion of the food is also a chemical change. Another very nice example is given here, that is fermentation. Fermentation is a process in which what we are doing, we are converting the juices, especially in the fruits and all, their juices we are taking and converting them into alcohol. This is an industrial process. So this converting of the sugar solution, that is the juices only, into the alcohol, it will take place in the presence of special chemicals that are called as enzymes. And in this process a gas, that is carbon dioxide, is also produced. It is liberated in the process of fermentation. So whole process, that is fermentation, is actually a process used for preparing alcohol from sugar. The meaning of the word fermentation is boil. Actually we are not boiling anything, but when the fermentation process is going on, then the froth will appear. Froth in Hindi we call it jhaag. So the froth, that is bubbles that are coming, that will look like the liquid is boiling. Actually it is not boiling, but still it appears like that it is boiling. So that is why the word fermentation is coming from the Latin word fervere, and it means to boil. Actually nothing is boiling here. So that this particular word line you can mark there, it is the process of preparing alcohols from the sugar. So from where we are getting these sugars, as I told, they are generally the fruit juices only. So they are the sources of the sugar are what? They are fruits and also molasses. Molasses in Hindi we call it as shira. It is available in the, it is produced in the sugar industry, in the sugar mills. It is also a byproduct there. So fermentation is an irreversible process. It is an irreversible process. That is why we will say it cannot be reversed. It is a chemical change. Another example, many we have seen now. We are having two more examples here. Let us cover that as well. Photosynthesis, another common example where chemical change is happening. In photosynthesis, you have studied that in bio, in your previous classes also you have studied. Green plants are preparing their food, that is glucose, but from where this food is coming? This is prepared by the carbon dioxide and the water or the moisture that is available in the plant body. So CO2 combines with moisture, and what happens there, as a result of the photosynthesis, we get the plants are producing their food, that is glucose, and oxygen gas is also liberated. This is an irreversible process, hence we can say it is not possible to reverse it. Let us now continue to the next example that is given for the chemical changes. It is respiration. So when we are respiring means what? That time what is happening? That time in the respiration process, glucose, that is the food that is present in our body, it combines with the oxygen. Let me write here, glucose, that is food only, it combines with oxygen, that is coming from the air that we are breathing. So glucose combines with the air or oxygen that we breathe in, and as a result of this reaction of respiration, what will happen? New substance, that CO2 and water will be produced, and the major thing that is coming or producing here is energy is produced. Let me write this here, energy, that is the purpose of respiration. Whatever food you are eating, it gives us energy. So the food will give energy only after respiration of that particular food has been done, and or respiration has been acted upon on the food molecule. So it takes place in animals and plants always. That is the only way how we can extract energy from the food items. So this is how we can say energy is produced in this reaction, and also other substances that are given here, carbon dioxide and water are produced. These are the new substances produced, hence we can say respiration is having new substance production, and also it is not reversible. One time you have produced energy from the food, you cannot get the food back, it is irreversible. So both the conditions, the formation of new substance and the change is irreversible, both the conditions are fulfilled, hence respiration can be said as, it can be called as a chemical change. So this is here we have seen different processes where chemical change takes place. We are having now another kind of a reaction actually. It is not commonly observed, but in laboratory, in the chemistry laboratory, we can perform this. This is glowing of a mixture of iron and sulfur. If we take iron metal, iron is a metal, and we take sulfur, that is a non-metal. Sulfur is having yellowish color. It is a yellow color non-metal, and iron is having grayish color. So when you take both of these and you are taking them in the ratio of 7:4 in the mass, that is 7 grams of iron with 4 grams of sulfur. If you are taking this much ratio of iron and sulfur and heating them together, what will happen? The reaction will start, and both the iron and sulfur both in the mixture will start glowing, and they will combine together in a chemical manner. Chemical combination will take place and a new substance will produce. What is that new substance that will produce? Sulfur and iron. If we write the chemical equation, iron is Fe and sulfur is S. Both of these will chemically join and they will form FeS. FeS, the chemical name we can write here is iron sulfide. FeS is called as iron sulfide. So that is what we can say, a new substance has been produced, and when the new substance is produced, we definitely call it as, it is a chemical change, and also it is irreversible. Hence it is all we have covered all the examples of chemical change, and in this video we will take a halt for now. Next video onwards we will continue from change of mass in the chemical change. So let us see in the next video. That is all for now. Thank you everyone.